G'day everyone, welcome to Hobart Airport in Tasmania. We've got a couple of nice Tasmanian devil statues, which are a nice little touch in the main terminal before you go through security. Here's a Virgin Australia Boeing 737-700 operating Virgin Flight 711 to Brisbane. Here's an 800 which has just arrived. There goes the 700 off to Brisbane. Here's our flight for the evening, Jetstar JQ-700, an Airbus A321. It was built in 2009 and has served with Jetstar ever since. Although the flight was delayed by 25 minutes, it was soon time to board.
Are you traveling with anyone today?
Well, welcome aboard the Jetstar Airbus A321. Well, here's my seat. I had to check it after my bad experience with dirty seats on Virgin, but luckily this one was much cleaner.
Two at the back of the cabin. Lights will illuminate, showing you the path to follow to these exits. If we need to leave the aircraft quickly, and breathe normally. Keep the mask in place by fitting and tightening.
Here's a QantasLink Airbus A321 I filmed as we pushed back. The lights were dimmed in preparation for takeoff. Here's our takeoff from Hobart International Airport. We took off between 10:25 and 10:26 p.m. Here, you can see Hobart's iconic Tasman Bridge beautifully lit up. The banks of the Derwent River are a hive of industry. Though, the plane started to move away from the city of Hobart, which looks lovely at night. Soon the seatbelt sign was switched off, and the attendant started moving throughout the cabin. Jetstar isn't known for its luxuries, but the seats do have overhead reading lights. Seats also come with a small plastic fold-down tray table and a magazine pouch, but that's about it. I spent $25 got myself this high-quality, snapped-together model Boeing 787. It's currently on display in my house. Our flight today took us from Hobart, the capital city of the island state Tasmania, across the Bass Strait to Melbourne, the capital city of Victoria. The flight takes around 1 hour. The legroom is alright for a budget airline. That said, Jetstar is a pretty good airline, and the flight was good apart from these guys who ruined it. In this bit of the video, they're sitting, but they would move around the cabin, take turns into the toilets, I don't know what they were doing in there, and just walk around. They disregarded the safety instructions, they refused to raise the armrest, and they were generally bogans. One guy also shrugged off direct instructions from a flight attendant. What made it even worse, and somewhat funnier, was the fact that they were wearing their sport team uniforms at the time. Now, they're a basketball team, and I probably shouldn't say them, but it was branded all over their jumpers, and they were the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Overall, it wasn't too long before we burst through the clouds, and Melbourne came into view. Now, as a resident of Melbourne, I can say that driving home late at night on these roads is not fun, it's just mediocre. But from the air, they're beautiful. They're like the veins that course through the city, I guess. Sounds a bit poetic, but take that how you will. Here's our approach and landing into Melbourne. It was here that we found out the reason for our delays. An Etiquette Boeing 787 had braked hard on the runway and its tyres had exploded. The aircraft was stuck on the runway for 14 hours. it's just me, but the airport always feels different at night. Also, a lot of the freight planes arrive, so it makes for interesting spotting if you're an aviation enthusiast. Here's a couple of DHL Boeing 767s, always a delight to see. At this point, I was kindly allowed to look into the cockpit and meet the pilots, Tim and Tom. They let me take photos, which was wonderful. They were very friendly and we had a nice chat. And there we are, we're safely back in Melbourne. Well, that's what I thought until I saw this ad. Luckily, we were actually in Melbourne.